Yo. Oh, man. What's going on? So I went out to the movies a lot this week. Hello, everybody. Say hello to Bronson. Here he is, the handsomest star of the show. Lining up. He knows what's what. He gets in line. He's ready to go. One in the chats for Bronson. Got a couple of movies for you because, man, we have there's a lot going on right now. It's funny because we go through this time and we do it often, it feels like, where we'll go through times where everybody goes like, oh, there's nothing to go see out, there's no new movies and things like that. And I gotta tell you, there's actually been a ton of movies out and there are a ton of things worth seeing. I think one of the problems is that it's so available on, VOD and physical media and stuff shortly thereafter its debut and everything. So I think that's kind of cannibalizing some of the theater going market and stuff. But I will say this, there are movies out there to go and see that are pretty darn good. And I'm going to be talking, spoiler alert, about two of those today. Because like I said, I got out to the theater on, I got to figure out what days are these days. Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Yesterday was Wednesday. So Wednesday, went out to the theater and saw Together. That'll be the first movie that we're covering tonight. That one comes to us from the Franco family. I think they're married at this point. Dave Franco and Allison Brie. Or if they're not, it's pretty darn close to that, if not at this point. But we'll talk about that movie in a very kind of interesting way. And I didn't know a whole ton of lot going in. I knew like a tiny little bit, but boy, I actively avoided trailers and stuff like that, and I'm very glad I did. And that's why in this and all of this will be a spoiler-free review for not only that movie, but also for my second review, which will be Naked Gun, the new movie starring Liam Neeson, kind of the sequel. I maybe I could go so far as to call it a reboot, because I feel like if they wanted to, again, slight spoiler alert, I feel like if they wanted to, they could continue on this road. It's pretty decent. CHH in the house. I hope to God to say that Naked Gun was at least decent. Spoiler alert. And by the way, CHH, I'm excited to hear your thoughts on all the new Nightmare stuff. I want to get that. I want to get that Blu-ray or the 4K SoBad and everything, but hopefully they'll kind of give a little Amazon ding whenever that thing's ready. I will let you know this. It's really good. I went in just like really not knowing anything. I saw the initial teaser trailer, which is pretty much the first scene of the movie, which is great because they only give you a small little bit there. And Lord knows the internet has been trying to cheat me into watching everything, and I will not allow it. I kept swiping and doing everything and turning it away. And I'm like, no, do not spoil this for me. And I won't spoil it for anyone here, but I will spoil it in as much as it is worth watching. It is definitely worth watching. I will go so far as to say I haven't laughed like that in a movie in quite some time, much less, and I'll get into it in the kind of further deeper review here and everything, in the, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I'll get into it. I'll get into all those things. But for a PG-13 movie, which I did not know it was going in, and I looked around and I saw all of these old people in the theater, and we had a pretty good theater for like 7 p.m. on a Thursday. We had, I'm going to call it 50 people at least in the theater. It was pretty nice. But it was really, I saw all these old people and I was just like, oh boy. I knew it was from Akiva Goldsman, the guy who did, all the Lonely Island movies and stuff like that. And so I was like, man, I was fairly certain it was going to be a rated R movie, right? And it's not. It's a PG-13 movie, but I tell you what, it does not suffer in the least bit from being a PG-13 movie. The laughs are heavy. Now, the audience has to get into it a little bit if your audience was like mine, but that's more of a societal problem, I think, less than the comedy movie itself. And again, I'll get into that in the deeper kind of subject, but do me a big old giant favor, like and subscribe to all this kind of good stuff. Alex in the house. What up, man? Now I will probably see it in the theater instead of waiting. I think you should. And honestly, I think if you can see this in a theater with people, it is certainly worth it. once people kind of got a little bit loose and realized like, oh, we can laugh at this movie, because it's shot as a very kind of serious movie and everything, with just like a slight underhint of comedy underneath it and whatnot, but it's shot very serious. And I think for like the first couple of minutes and everything, save for, you know, a couple of the wackier moments and stuff, people were like very kind of straight laced with a lot of things, and or were missing a lot of jokes, which I was ashamed at some of these people for missing a lot of gems in this thing. And I will say this: if you just, again, quick little preview, if you like the comedy of the Naked Gun movies and stuff like that, you'll definitely like this movie. So we'll get into that and into what the hell was the name of the flick? Together. It should have a better name than that, but it's a very apt name, Together. So I'll be talking about that one as well. Do me a big old giant favor, be a dirty baby, hit that like and subscribe button. Oh my goodness. I've been putting out an ungodly amount of material lately. Some of it is hitting quite well. Some of it maybe not so much, but anything that you're out there doing where you're liking, subscribing, commenting, and doing any of that bull crap on all the things I do makes me love you oh so very, very much. So thank you for all of that stuff. If and when you do it, and if you're not, what in the sweet monkey crap is wrong with you? Get on it, baby girl. It is important. It's important because I've just tried. Look at this. Do you want him to starve? Look at that. Look at him. He's like, I can't eat today if you're not going through and liking and subscribing on stuff. Play the Sarah McLachlan. That's unavailable due to copyright? That's fair. Guess it's up to me. No, you're not getting that. I just noticed the viewer count go down. That was funny. Cute. Oh, he about to sing? Cut it. All right. So how's everybody doing? All right. Again, I just I saw Together yesterday. I saw the Naked Gun moments previous, and I'm just going to kind of wax through those real fast here. Again, spoiler free for all you fancy dirty babies out there, to give you an idea of what to go see at the movies this weekend, because we got a lot of cool stuff. I mean, even if you've never been to any of the other things, man, what you call them there, your Supermans, your Fantastic Fours. We're in a land of good films right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to talk about a couple of those today. Let's get into our first review. See if I can get things looking correct and not like a complete and utter washout. My word. Keep it down over there. I can't take it back from them. Will teenagers find, like, I think they'll find certain things about the movie itself funny. I don't like there's some things that'll go over their head and stuff, but there's a lot of like physical stuff. There's a lot of like recurring gags. We'll get into it. All right, behave yourself. We're starting it up for real now. Jeez Louise. All right, let's get into it, boys and girls. All right, so I got out to the theater and we got to see Together, the new movie out from, I guess they're producing partners as well in this, of old Dave Franco and Allison Brie. Here is the IMDb plotline for Together. As we all know, IMDb always 100% correct in everything they say and or do. Years into their relationship, Tim and Millie find themselves at a crossroads as they move to the country. With tensions already flaring, an encounter with an unusual force threatens to corrupt their lives, their love, and their flesh. This is written and directed by Michael Shanks. I don't know what Michael Shanks has done before. His name's kind of sounded familiar. Let me take a look on the thing. Wizards of says Oz. I thought it said ass there for a second. I was like, Wizard of Ass. What did this guy do previously? Looks like he did some TV stuff and everything. So that's cool. Yeah, so this is starring Dave Franco, Allison Brie, Dave Harriman. Is that how I'm saying it correctly? Let's get into it proper here. I don't want to talk too much about it again because I want to be spoiler free, because I saw this movie having no idea what it was, save for I think I saw up to the first trailer where they kissed and their lips kind of like touched together and like couldn't quite get apart. And I was like, sold. I stopped right there and I was like, I don't need to know anything else from this point on. We are good to go. And I'll give you a little bit more than that, as long as as well as what I think about the movie itself. But let's start with this. So these guys, they're going through this harsh relationship and everything. You can kind of tell they're on the outs, or things are a little bit troubled. This movie to me felt like a very good double feature with Midsommar, which is, in as much as there are, not in any direct ways, I don't want people reading in too much to this, but in some ways, those that movie and this movie, there are elements of my life in there that I can go like, ooh, I identify with each character, actually bouncing back and forth within both of those movies, where I'm like, oh, I feel like the guy, oh, I feel like the girl. I've been in all of these different situations and stuff. So certainly things that I could apply, in my own personal life, going like, ooh, I've been in this weird situation, not to the situation that is in within the movie itself, because that's insane. You don't want that. But there's so many things in it that like kind of hit close to me. I mean, I'm a divorced man, so I went through a breakup and whatnot, and these people are on that edge of a breakup where he's having weird intimacy issues. I never had any of those. It was, again, like I said, things change back and forth throughout this entire thing. But he's having some like intimacy issues and stuff, and she's not quite like sure exactly what's going on. She wants to move off to this kind of a out of the way schooling area and whatnot, to just a little smaller area so she can concentrate on teaching these kids and whatnot. He's kind of a failed musician. He's not really doing a whole heck of a lot. He feels like he's just kind of floating in the air and whatnot, just going right after her, not really floating on her coattails or anything, but certainly not doing anything for himself above and beyond. He's always kind of seemed like he was sort of leeching on, if you will. And then one day, as they were kind of, they end up moving to that little kind of country town and everything. They go on a little nature hike, and on this nature hike, they find a big giant pit. Something happens. They get caught up in some slimy sort of stuff, and you'll see all about that. Again, I won't go into too much detail. They get trapped in there because there's this giant monsoon coming down. They've been trapped in this little well and everything, and overnight they sleep, in the well, try to get away from everything, wake up, and their legs are kind of stuck together, and they kind of have to like peel them apart and everything. And that is where you first start to get into this is a very, very body horror kind of flick and everything. And you know what? It's super fun like that. And I would say if you are a fan of David Cronenberg kind of body horror stuff, this should be right up your alley. And frankly, I enjoyed this, and this might be sacrilege to some, but I enjoyed this far more than I had the last couple Cronenberg flicks I've seen. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It gave me a lot more of what I was wanting. I understand David Cronenberg's got his weird stuff. Is like, I like weird sex stuff. I'm like, okay, we get it, Dave. We understand. But this is like, this movie, you can read so many different things into the stuff that's going on. From just metaphorical stuff to the actual physical things happening. There are moments in it where you almost kind of go like, are they even dreaming this stuff up? What's going on? Or is this just some sort of representation of things that are going on within the relationship, the codependency on each other and everything, the wanting to get together, and then being able, once you're together, to never kind of come apart, and what that means. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways and stuff that you can read this thing. Dave Franco gives a really great performance. I mean, pretty much as per usual. I don't know that I have many complaints in the Dave Franco acting department. He's been in things that are, often very silly and out of place and whatnot, but he still seems to be one of the ones in those movies that is the grounded person that you can kind of look to and go, hey, listen, if nothing else, Franco's doing a hell of a job here. Now, Allison Brie, who I was a big fan of on your Community and of course Glow and stuff like that, she's really great here. It's a slight different performance from her, which I think is fantastic. Because who doesn't want to stretch as an actor and everything. But I thought she was really, really good here. The nice part is, again, as I said previously, these two are a couple in real life. So when you have those kind of intimate moments, and I don't mean just moments where, people are kissing or, making love or something like that. I mean, in the intimate moments where people are arguing or going back and forth with each other, there is I truly believe because the two of these people are in an actual relationship, there is a realness to those interactions with each other. There's a palpability there, and you're pulling from something. And I think that's really great. And if you can, use that to your advantage as a performing couple here and everything, and not have it ruin your personal life as well. Bravo to you for that one. Because as we've seen in Hollywood time and time again, sometimes that those exercising those demons that doesn't always work out exactly how you would want it to. But this movie worked out exactly how I wanted it to, because it was kind of thrilling. I was shocked and surprised at how well it was done. And like I said, I wasn't looking for anything wild and crazy, but like I like the body horror enough. I was twisting and moving in my seat when some of these things happened. There's enough, like there's some makeup effects for sure. There's a little bit of CGI, but even the CGI doesn't seem all that bad and whatever. But again, like the good body horror movies, it's not just about the gross stuff that's going on, but do believe you me, there is gross stuff going on, and it's really awesome. When we're getting stuff like this, when we're getting stuff like the substance, that's it. Once you get that and stuff like that, we're really getting into like putting in some good body horror stuff these days. So bravo to these guys on that. So yeah, that is my review of Together, the new movie with Dave Franco and Allison Brie. Check that out. It's your local cinemas this weekend. It's a good time. Okay, let's call it I'm gonna call it a 4 out of 5 stars on this bad boy. That's right. Yeah. I believe it's actually that decent. I was again, I went in with like kind of zero expectations and stuff like that. But if you want to get like, super poetic and silly and whatnot, you might even kind of like this. Julian said, I saw it last night. Really enjoyed it. See, I tell you, everybody, that's a 2 for 2ers right there. It's not the he is not the Michael Shanks from Stargate. Oh, was that a Stargate dude as well? Pardon me, not the Stargate one. I know that's what everyone was thinking. Shut it. All right. All right, let me get my second screen up here for the second version. Hey, man, don't get me demonetized. What are you doing? Cut it out, bro. Not cool. Get me demonetized, dog. SG1 always felt like homework to me. I know that's going to make you mad, but all right, let's get into numero dos there, eh? All right. All right, so the second feature that I got to is the new movie from one of the directors of the Lonely Island movies here and everything, Akiva Schaffer. It is, of course, the brand new version of The Naked Gun. Here's the IMDb plotline. As we know, IMDb always 100% correct in everything they say and or do. Look at this one. Only one man has the particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world. This is directed by Akiva Schaffer. This was an assload of people who did this. I mean, because it does not show them all here, I'm sure. So Dan Greger, Doug Mand, Akiva Schaffer with Jim. Of course, that's all your Jim Abrams, Zuckers, and all that kind of stuff. Which, by the way, I don't know if you boys and girls know this, but the Zuckers, none too pleased with this film. They say, hey, man, we don't like this. This is a bunch of bull crap. And I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, there's a reason for that. They're friggin' jealous. This movie is fantastic. A PG-13 comedy, my friends. How often are you going, boy, I laughed a long and hard time during that film. It was it was unbelievable. So Liam Neeson, as we all know, has been a consummate actor in Hollywood for we'll say the better part of 30 years at least. And he's done a lot of he's done some comedy stuff, which we've seen, which has been really fantastic. Any of the things that he's done with Ricky Gervais were really, really great. But for the most part, the guy's been known for doing a lot of serious work. Oscar Schindler, everything like even Qui-Gon Jinn. Even when you're doing your sci-fi stuff, it was Liam Neeson. Damn it, that was he was like the Alec Guinness parent. And so, much like Leslie Nielsen in the original Naked Gun movies, and Leslie Nielsen was very much a serious actor as well, did sci-fi movies and crap like that. So he was not known particularly for being Mr. Ha-Ha funny. But the reason that that movie worked, of course, was not only the writing and everything, but certainly how Leslie Nielsen played that role absolutely straight. It's what made it even funnier. And as you might imagine, with Liam Neeson in the role as the Frank Jr., after, of course, Papa has passed away, because how old would he be at this point? My word and a half. But he's passed away and everything. So Junior has taken his spot, as well as the juniors of pretty much everybody else that was in the original movie, which I thought was like a really fun kind of idea. And he is, listen, so I'm trying to figure out how to kind of start the whole thing off more or less. The movie starts out exactly like you see in the teaser trailer, which is the only thing that I saw previous to this movie. And I'm not going to tell you too much beyond that, save for kind of performances and what sort of to expect. But in the teaser trailer and everything, they're robbing a bank and whatnot, and they're going after the plot device, PLOT device. And there's a lot of fun little writing and stuff like that. Watch all over everything in here. There's tiny little jokes hidden on the walls, on little advertising things, this, that, and the other. It is kind of a little a pop-up video dream star over here. But with that and everything, so they're robbing this bank to try to, they're making it seem like they're robbing it for the money, but they're robbing it for the plot device. But during this robbery and everything, a little girl walks up, and everybody's like, "What's going on here?" This little girl is, what's happening again? This is all in the teaser trailer. She walks up and they're like, "What do you want, little girl?" She rips her head off, and it's obviously Liam Neeson, Frank Drebin Jr., and he kicks everybody's ass in there. A lot of fun. So that's the only part that we see after that, and I'm so glad that that is all they gave us within that teaser trailer. And my God, they tried to spoil this movie for me, but they didn't. And I won't spoil it for you, but I will say this: he ends up meeting up with Pamela Anderson and everything. And I will say this: Pamela Anderson is going to be kind of the I don't want to say breakout star. I mean, the lady's been a Hollywood star here for 30 years, but she's kind of back, man. She's doing a lot of what Pam Anderson kind of used to do. And I don't think we often give Pamela Anderson enough credit for how funny she kind of is. She's always been able to lean into a lot of funny things. Whenever she would co-host SNL, she was always very funny on that. When you look at shows like VIP and whatnot, it's she clearly knows how to have fun, poke fun at herself a little bit. And I don't think she ever took herself too awful serious. And she does it in this role as well. But man, oh man, she seems like she's having a whole bunch of fun. And because she's let herself age and everything, which is lovely. She can her face is very emotive, and you can just you can tell when she's thinking and feeling and stuff, man. And it's kind of awesome. She plays smart and dumb at the exact same time, which is fantastic. It plays against Liam Neeson in a really great way. There's a I'm like, ooh, don't spoil that. But ultimately, Paul Walter Hauser is kind of his sidekick here and everything. Let me tell you, Paul Walter Hauser doing 2 flicks back to back here with Mole Man and Fantastic Four, and now is kind of whatever the hell, his assistant here and his partner. He's not really, is he his partner? I don't know. But so Paul Walter Hauser, back-to-back movies, not too shabby for that dude. And of course, funny as always. And here's the thing, man. Ultimately, though, when it comes down to it, who was our trying I figure out who was our CCH Pounder. I forgot that she was in this. Kevin Durant is one of our bad guys, of course. He's always kind of has that fantastic face on him. Who is the other? There was one more. Why am I missing somebody? Anyways, and there's a lot of other cameos from people that you'll actually recognize and whatnot. But ultimately, I will say this. Here's the big thing that you need to know about The Naked Gun. This is a PG-13 movie, and son of a gun, if it doesn't laugh as hard as the majority, if not more so, than a lot of the rated R movies you've seen in the last couple of years. Now, I will say that this won't be for everybody. I will kind of caveat that and say if you are a fan of that kind of Zucker humor and everything, that kind of we've got a lot of running gags and stuff like that. There's one with coffee and, a couple of other things like that. So that you're always it's always a little fun laugh back that's always here to kind of jump out of nowhere and just kind of go, hey, here's another little fun joke. And the jokes per minute in this thing are fantastic. They're flipping and flying so quickly. I think part of the audience at times either A, didn't get the joke, or B, which is I think is probably a little bit more apt, was that they didn't want to laugh so much because it was just like joke, 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 joke. And it just felt like if you probably laughed so much, you probably missed the jokes, or they might have missed some jokes. I don't know. But a lot of awesome stuff in there. Liam Neeson is fantastic. He's giving a great comedic performance without feeling like he's doing a big giant comedy piece where he's shaking the camera or anything else like that. He's just being a normal, kind of like the Taken roles and everything. But boy, oh boy, can he deliver these great humorous, dry lines and stuff that are so fantastic. And everybody is pinging and ponging with each other. I could only count one place where I would have made just like a tiny slight edit because it made Pamela Anderson kind of look bad. And maybe we were kind of trying to make the character look a little bit like she wasn't quite getting it. But there was one joke where she had, and I'd have to point it out when I watch it, but there was one joke where it was just like, you could have edited honest to God, like a second out of it, and it would have like flowed the joke a little bit quicker. Other than that, I thought all the joke timing and everything was dead on and everything perfect, save for that one joke. I don't know why the one kind of got under the wire there and whatnot. Why the Zucker brothers are mad at this thing, I couldn't tell you. This is the biggest love letter to those guys you've ever seen in your entire life. It took all of the things that they did, and I don't want to say reinvented them, nor do I really want to say they did them the same. They kind of put just a slight different twist on stuff, and enough of a twist to where it got you in that nice comfort zone where it wasn't too familiar, but it wasn't too foreign either. It's right in that little middle spot where you want a project like this to be. And again, I can't believe I'm saying it. I was astounded at how funny The Naked Gun was. Probably more laughs per minute than I've had in a movie in quite some time. So I would highly recommend that you get out this weekend and see The Naked Gun, starring or directed by Akiva. I can't say his name today. Akiva Schaffer. My goodness. Good stuff, man. All right. That's kind of my reviews here, gents. I just kind of wanted to pop on and talk about these new movies and stuff to give you guys an idea if indeed you wanted to head out to the cinemas this weekend. You have two very good options here, depending upon the type of movies that you're into. And if you're into, hitting a double feature up, they're vastly different movies, but boy, oh boy, I think you're going to have a decent enough time at both. So I would highly recommend you guys getting out there and checking out The Naked Gun as well as Together. And I'm glad that we've gotten together this evening to talk a little bit of movies. Again, I want everybody to do me a big old giant favor. Be a dirty baby. Hit that like and subscribe button. All of these things mean so much to me. We had like it's always weird. There's always like a TikTok or something that'll kind of go off and whatnot and, raise things up and just all of a sudden, woo, boom, numbers go high, but they don't always go high for everything at that point. It just doesn't turn a faucet on. So always remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons because all that kind of crap actually matters. It's so silly and dumb, but hey, here we are. I'm a silly and dumb kind of guy, right? That's Bronson, everybody. Look at him. He's having a good old time. You good, buddy? You good? You ready to go sleep, aren't you? That's right. All right, everybody, that is it. Join us on well, let's see. I don't know if I'm going to do anything maybe Friday or Saturday on the stream. I'm not 100% sure at this point. I might, if I can come up with an idea of something to do, perhaps. Congrats. I also watched Failsafe last night, and it was also good. I like it more than Doctor Strangelove. Well, they're very different types of movies, that's to be sure, even though fairly similar in themes, I suppose. But yeah, Failsafe's awesome. Do I have Failsafe? I know that was one I was either contemplating or buying, or perhaps I bought it. It's one of those things where you never quite know. But yeah, certainly on Sunday at 8 p.m. we will be talking full spoilers and everything for the new Naked Gun movie. Again, I highly recommend you guys go out and see that. Come back here to the chat Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, and join in the chat and actually like try to remember your favorite lines, because I think that's what I would love to have more than anything is the chat. Like everybody just get your favorite line from the movie, bring that to the chat and whatnot, because there's a lot of good ones. I almost want to go see it again so I could like just start writing down some of those ones, or maybe IMDb's got a couple of those. I'll check them out. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Thank you again so much for joining. Thanks you so much for watching, and we'll see you at least on Sunday for sure. That's the wrong one. Damn it, every time, yo.